Hi guys, and welcome to day 3 of our challenge, New Year challenge. My name is Ellie and with me there is Patrick today. So this one is a very energizing flow. We are moving to open our front body. So what happens a lot of times when we open our front body, that comes with a little squeeze on the back, a little bit of contraction from the back body, is that we find way more like energizing feeling. So at the same time, what we can feel sometimes is constriction, because we are not used to move in this way, in this fashion, in this direction, to completely open. And there are like many reasons, including evolutionary reason, why you would be not just, yes, take this part, well, all my organs are. So in general, if it feels a little bit more difficult, join the club. It's difficult for everybody. So it's more like how much you can surrender into and let go that can help you with that. Having said that, we will move through different things. Please don't forget to subscribe and to hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment so we know that you are joining the challenge, so that we can keep track with us. We'll reach day 3 or we quit a little bit before. And if you like this kind of content, don't forget to let us know. Keep us motivated, keep us putting out this content. So can be sometimes quite redundant, this request, but it's really what makes the difference to us. Having said that, we will start in a sisa, so sitting on our heels. Take a moment here to place the palm on top of your knees. Maybe change between flipping up and down the palms and notice how it feels. Choose the one that feels more authentic for you. And start to breathe in and out from the nostrils. Exhaling out. Breathing in. Maybe visualizing yourself in the most gracious chest opener that you can imagine. Notice what happens when you're there. What is the first response that your brain tells you? Or if you can embrace already here the sensation of freedom in your back bends and your chest openers, and you can carry it along when you will be into that spot. When you're ready, join the hands in front of the heart. Setting an intention can be just receiving or letting go for the next 20 minutes ahead. And when you're ready, start to open the eyes. We will open the arms, and as we exhale, we will round, bringing the chin towards the chest. I will put myself onto the side so that you can see me. Inhaling, opening, arching gently and sending the heart towards the sky. Exhale, round, chin towards the chest, and maybe give yourself a nice hug. Inhale, open, opposite elbow on top. Inhale, open up. Exhale, opposite elbow on top. Round, round, round. Breathe in. Exhale, again, opposite elbow on top and round. When you're ready, inhale, come back to center. Spread your wings. Exhale, place both hands onto the ground and find your tabletop position. We move through a round of cat and cows. So when you're ready, start to send the tailbone back, belly drop, chest open, squeeze the shoulder blades behind the heart space. Exhale, round the spine, so chin towards the chest, and found this pressure into the hand, almost if you want to press the floor away. Inhale, open up, tailbone to middle back to upper back, gaze forward. Exhale, lower back to middle back to upper back, spread the shoulders and press the floor away. We do it for the 2 times. Again, initiating from lower back, middle, upper back, open. Exhale, round, lower back, middle, upper back. Separate the shoulder blade, chin towards the chest. Stay here. Press, press, press. Inhale, find your cow pose one last time. And again, stay there. When you're ready from here, we want to invite our puppy pose. So start to send the hands forward, bringing either the forehead onto the ground, maybe the chin onto the floor, maybe the chest. Again, if you feel any constriction into the shoulder, remind yourself that you can always open the hands a little bit more. 5 breaths here, we stay. Breathing in and out, feeling the opening to the chest, and maybe you're aiming for the ground. Notice if you have any constriction around the shoulder space. We'll work a little bit there, just to open a little bit more. Last 2 breaths. Exhaling. Last one. Exhale. When you're ready, lift the chest, the chin, bend the elbows. So we want to bring the pelvis onto the ground. Finding a Sphinx pose. That can be like our entry to chest openers, or can be anytime you feel like Cobra is too much, whatever you're doing too much, this one is always a place to come back to. Press the hands down, elbows under the shoulder. And again, also here, imagine offering your heart. So you really push the chest forward, depressing the shoulders, squeeze them behind the shoulder blades. And I always like to think about my shoulder blades are like a tray that lift my heart up, like scoop it towards the sky. When you're ready, exhale, parallel the chin, hands under the shoulders. We push back in our tabletop position. So we will move in a one side puppy. So this one might maybe highlight some areas of tension into the shoulder. So just that you know, if you feel like, ooh, that can be that elbow or like that shoulder is pretty tense. So you want to place a hand roughly under the shoulder and you want to slide your right arm forward. The left hand stays as a support and you start to look onto the side. So we feel maybe some tension here and there. You can come a little bit higher, staying on fingertips, staying just for 3 breaths. Opening this side. Last breath in. And exhale, push back. And we just change sides. So again, we slide the left. Feel the opening. Hands right hand under the shoulder, maybe spider fingers. Imagine that the armpit wants to reach for the ground for 3 breaths. Very short-lived armpit. We work a little bit here with the fascia, plasticity on our upper and lateral line, I would say. Last breath in. And exhale, push back. Now we have one last variation in our puppy pose that can be the most confronting one, so you can always come to the regular one, and it's a puppy with the palms towards the sky. So if you see my shoulder change position, therefore this one will feel a little bit more restrictive. Patrick, if he would show you a little bit as I'm doing as well, but if you feel any place that feels too much, hands on ground like Patrick is doing. So also here, want to start to feel move towards the ground, the chest. You feel like a deep stretch into the lateral lines. Chin maybe towards the floor. Say, why? I don't feel tense and now I definitely feel it, right? So this is different perspective on the same pose. Giving a little bit more space in some areas of our body, staying under 2 breaths. When you're ready, press into the elbows again, draw yourself forward, find your Sphinx again. Open the chest. It's like, I'm glad this one is done, right? It's the hardest one of today, so if you went through it, be my guest. Rest one will feel like easy. So when you're ready, exhale, release the forehead onto the ground and we bring the legs together. Entering into our Bhujangasana of our Cobra, but this time I want to bring the hands outside, fingertips on mat, elbows towards the sky. So I like to press the top of my feet to feel the engagement into my legs. I always say, like most of the time when I do Cobra, the part that gets tired first are my legs. Knees are lifting from the ground. Tuck the tailbone under, inhale, lift. Find your big Cobra. Exhale, drop your right shoulder. Inhale, lift up. Left shoulder drops. Breathe in. And right shoulder drops. One in. And left shoulder drops. Breathe in. Right shoulder. In. Left. Then we come up and we stay. Finding our big cobra. Exhaling, releasing. Hands under the shoulder, tuck the toes, move back. Find your downward facing dog. It's like, whoo, really need a little bit of neutralization here and there. So after a lot of opening you might feel. So be gentle with yourself. So if you feel you want to bend the knees and send the hips all the way towards the heels, like almost a pouching position of a loading beast, please do so. Moving, feels good. When you're ready from here, wave forward, find your plank. Hovering table, tailbone reach back, find your cow, send the hips back. So I love waves. They are little back bends per se. So we invite this cow pose. Try to make this movement like never ending. Like you're constantly moving, like the wave. All right. When you're ready, inhale, wave into your plank. Exhale, knee, chest, and chin onto the ground. Untuck the toes, wave off, push towards your cobra. Open, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing in and out. When you're ready on the next inhalation, send the right leg towards the sky. Bring in towards the chest, step your right foot between the hands. We stay on the ball of the left foot, back foot stays engaged, arms are reaching up. Exhale, bring the elbows behind the back, send the hands behind your buttocks, interlace the fingers and open the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades, fist away from your buttocks and start to enter a little bit deeper here. Option always to bring the back knee on the ground if you want to. Actually makes it a little bit more deeper on the hip flexor. Otherwise stay with the leg elevated like Patrick. Stay like for 3, 2, and 1. If you go with the knee down, send the arms up, lift the knee. Exhale, both hands on ground. Step back, find a plank. Exhale, knee, chest, and chin. Inhale, wave into a cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Pressing the floor away. Keep harvesting strong arms, strong legs. Inhale, send the left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot between the hands. Again, also here we come up, ball of the right foot strong. And then we send the arms towards the back. Now you will see that you will have a tendency to wrap the arms exactly in the same way. Opposite thumb on top. When you're ready, open the chest, fist away from you. Option to bring the knee down. Keep breathing. Here for 3, 2, and 1. When you're ready, send arms up, knee lifting. Exhale, both hands on ground. Step back. We find our plank. Exhale, knee, chest, and chin on floor. Wave into a cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We will repeat a little bit this, adding some elements. When you're ready, inhale, right leg reach up. Exhale, knee to chest, step your right foot between the legs, between the hands and bring the left knee down. Hopefully you did not hit again against the window like I did. So send the arms back, open the chest, and then we move the hip flexor, left one towards the ground, finding more space. Keep opening. Breathing in and out. When you're ready, exhale, release the hands. Arms are reaching up, little back knee is lifting. Elbow opens, send the palms back. Elbow moves forward again, lifting the heart. You remember the kind of metaphor of the tray that I told you, same, like you want to feel like you're scooping your heart and you're offering towards the sky. exhale, both hands onto the ground, step back from the plank. Moving through your vinyasa, knee, chest, chin will be my recommendation. Warming up for back bend, so keeping that momentum going. Exhale back. On the next inhalation, left leg reach up. Exhale, step it between the hands. Bring the right knee on ground. Again, clasp the hands behind the buttocks. Opposite clasp, this one, the one that is uncomfortable. Fist away from your buttocks. Drop your right hip flexor towards the ground. And breathe. Open, 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 open. Keep reaching up with the heart. When you're ready, exhale, release the hands, lift the back knee. Moving again, this time. We open the chest. Instead to flip the palm like we did before, we focus instead just opening the chest up. Avoiding from running from the lower back, so bend the back knee, tuck your tailbone under, stretch the back leg again, and then open again. Breathing in and out. When you're ready, exhale, both hands onto the ground. We step back, we find our plank. Inhale here, knee, chest, and chin. Destination is our cobra, and then we stay here. Press the pelvis, knees away from the mat. Press the top of the feet, bend the elbows. Open the chest into your cobra for 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Tuck your toes. Sit back. Find for a moment a sitting sisa. Relax the hands on top of the lap. Moment here just to feel. We'll move to our camel pose, Ustrasana. Different variation in camel, and many of them don't require you to grab your ankle. So you can simply explore, experiment, and feel without necessary to grab the ankle. Or if you want really to grab the ankle, because apparently somebody told you so otherwise you don't feel complete, you can always stack the toes so that your ankle comes slightly closer. So coming onto your knees, knees are hip width apart. And we want to start, I like to kind of tell myself a little bit where I'm in space. So I will tuck my tailbone under, I will place my hands on top of my lower back, maybe with the fingers pointing down. And I open my chest. Then I will walk my hands a little bit higher. So I almost like shrug and lift my chest upper and upper as I send my heart towards the sky, pushing the hips forward. And then if I feel okay, I can slide my hands towards my knees, maybe towards my ankles. Maybe even change the grip, sending the thumbs up, out, and keep opening. Now, chin can be towards the chest. If you want to drop it down, think about double chin. So you keep engaging the back of your neck. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. When you're ready, hands on the lower back, coming lower, middle, and upper back. Finding your child pose for a moment. Or maybe sitting in sisa, like if you're bowing with the hands under the forehead. And breathing here. When you're ready on the next inhalation, lift the chest. We'll gently move towards the floor. Now, moving towards the floor, we will invite our floor boat or boat pose. Boat pose, floor bow. For this one, again, grip is really important. Gripping in and out, we will do both. Try to lift as much as we can. Again, we want to kind of breathe towards the upper part of our torso to avoid to swing too much back and forward. And remember that also the back chain of your legs is participating in all this. So you want to lift, not just by the grip, but also glutes and thighs are lifting up. All right, so when you're ready, we move on our belly. We've been through our cobras and so we know a little bit. And if you want to warm up, let's do it. Maybe a little bit of Shalabhasana, or simply sending the arms towards the front. We want to point the toes, and when you really start to lift the arms and the lower back, and the legs from the floor, trying to balancing on top of your pelvis for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release down. Bend the knees and grab the other edge of your ankles with your hands. So thumb is pointing down, forehead onto the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Flexing the foot for me is a very nice thing that helps me to get a better grip. I'm not like the most bendy girl out there, so I need to have myself. So when you're ready, inhale, lift the chest, lift the legs. Squeezing the glutes, squeezing the thighs. Staying here for roughly 4 breaths. Last 2. Exhale, gently release. Hands under the forehead. Feet towards the sky still. Drop the feet right and left. When you're ready, send the feet back, take a moment. One cheek may be onto the ground. Placing the hands under the shoulders, inhale. Push back, find a little bit of positive, pushing back into your plank and transitioning into our downward facing dog. So place the legs together, push the floor away, find your plank, move back. Downward facing dog, pedal the feet. When you're ready, you want to land on the front of the mat, finding a little hop, or maybe just crossing the ankles in front, sitting towards the front of the mat. So when you're ready, come on toes, bend the knees, find your way to move towards the front of your mat, maybe crossing the legs in front. Extend the legs in front of you. We will start to move towards our back. So from here, send the arms forward. Gently start to move down. We will do it roughly in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 is always when we find a little bit of resistance, right? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Take a moment here, knock your knees in, feet as wide as the mat. Preparing for bridge. So, for bridge pose, today, want to lift one leg at a time up. So, meaning that is a progression. You don't have to do it unless you really want to explore. Notice what your hips are doing when you're lifting one leg up. 99% of the time, your hips will sink. So, try to lift them up no matter what. So, place the knees as wide as the hips and bring the elbows down. So I like really to shrug my shoulders under, like to create a little bit of support prior to lifting. Sending the hands towards the ankle, you should be able to brush your heel. And tuck your tailbone under, lifting your lower, middle and upper back from floor, finding your bridge pose. Want to lift nice and high, keep a nice engagement into the inner thighs. Pressing through the left foot, send the right leg up, or stay like Patrick into your bridge. Maybe even wrap the arms under. When you're ready, exhale, right foot moves towards the ground. Find your stand, squeeze and lift the left leg up. Keep lifting, pointing the toes, lifting the hips. Exhale, foot on the ground, move back upper, middle, lower back on ground, knocking the knees in, take a moment. Now we will go up another time for the one that want to invite a wheel pose into this practice, you're more than welcome to do it now. The setup is pretty similar to bridge. Different is exclusively that the hands are placed close to your ear, and that's what you do as you push up. I'll put myself in that direction so that you can see me. While Patrick is here, lifting into his wheel, into his bridge, I will enter into my wheel pose. So from here, start to set up and prepare. Set up is always the best part to start, either for soothing our mind, but also for indeed start to prepare everything how it should be, so that we don't have to buffer and arrange while we are in a difficult spot. So when you're ready, prepare, feet as wide as the hips, able to brush your heels. When you're ready, start to lower middle and upper back from ground. Now, this one is your bridge. If you want to enter into a wheel, hands move close to your shoulders. For girls, please wear your hair. You don't know many times I pull my hair and into wheel. And then from here, we want to lift, stretch the elbows and come in our wheel pose. Pushing the chest forward, really wanting to open the chest, gazing towards the floor. Stay for 3 breaths. And you can, somebody is still celebrating New Year. When you're ready, exhale. Chin towards the chest, bend the elbows, land at the back of the head. And again, knocking the knees in. We will neutralize gently with some little twist that can be simply dropping the knees between right and left. This one should suffice you. A little bit to move. Or if you really are ready by now to say, look girl, I want to have just a twist. Then bring the legs together. Take a little bit of notice of your lower back, right? Should feel good. And then you want to place the right hand outside the left knee, left arm opens to the side, and drop the knee towards the right side of your mat. Shoulder stays on ground. Feeling this nice twist from the lower back all the way up. Gazing over the shoulder, staying here for a couple of breaths. When you're ready, bring the knees back in and just change sides. You can keep your eyes closed throughout the process because you know where you're going, so visual is not that much needed. When you're ready, bring the knees in, take a moment, maybe hug them in. Doing whatever you feel doing right now. Personally, I like always to end my practice with a plow pose. Could be something that is for you, or otherwise, send the legs towards the opposite direction, separate your arms wide, and find your Shavasana resting pose, your core pose. I want to thank you for being with me and Patrick on day 3. On day 3 at the moment, like, which day is today? On day 3. We hope to see you also for day 4. Just keep doing this, comment, let us know, and don't stop practicing. And remember that this one is a challenge, but you can always come back and do this class multiple times whenever you feel is needed. Thank you again, and see you soon.